We're joined right now by the head basketball coach at Wofford. He is a three-time Southern Conference Coach of the Year, led the Terriers to a fourth conference title in 6 years. They are a 12 seed, and they take on Arkansas on Thursday. Mike Young joins me right now. Mike, nice to have you on. How are you?
Jim, I'm great. I hope you're well.
I'm great, Mike. Thanks so much. So what was your reaction, Mike, when you saw your name come up as a 12 seed in the West region? What went through your mind?
I was pleased with a 12 seed, Jim. I would have liked for the committee to go back in and find another opponent for us. The Razorbacks they're the Razorbacks. They're big and long and not a great matchup, but we have a good team. We'll look forward to getting down to Jacksonville and competing.
All right, they're big, they're long. It's not a great matchup necessarily, and you know, Mike, they like to get after defensively. They play up-tempo, while you like to be a little bit more deliberate. What is the key then to slowing them down and dealing with their pressure?
You know what, I think as much as anything, it goes to the offensive end, shot selection and taking care of the ball. If we're taking bad shots, which we don't typically do, and we're kicking the ball around, that does not bode well for us. I think as much as anything, it's our ability to move the ball and take a great shot, which sets up your transition defense. You can get it back there and get set.
Wofford head coach Mike Young joining us. Mike, let's talk about how you went about setting this thing up. You had a tough non-conference schedule at Stanford, at West Virginia, at Duke. You beat NC State at NC State. What did you guys take away from those road games against those tough teams?
I've always thought you come out of places such as those and you've seen great schemes, offensively, defensively. You played in front of, tough crowds, and in leagues such as ours, we know that the league champion, the tournament champion, is going to advance the NCAA tournament. So we're going to do everything we can to prepare our team in that non-league slate, and in an effort to do just that.
Now, I mentioned fourth conference title in 6 years. The fact they've established Wofford as a power is pretty impressive, given that it's the third smallest school in Division I with only 1,600 students. You currently have no practice facility. How have you been able to pull this off?
With high character guys, great staffs, Jim, and just doing it the right way. Guys go to class. Guys are about the right things, and we've hit on something here over the last several years that we think is sustainable and continue to get good guys, and we do. We've got a good club, and I'm really proud of them.
Mike, let me talk about a couple of these guys before you go. Junior guard Spencer Collins tweeted out a picture of the team celebrating the championship with a great quote. Just in case y'all didn't know, success is not earned, it's rented, and the rent is due every single day, end of quote. What does he mean to your team in terms of ability and attitude?
Well, a lot, and they're all those types of guys. They get it, Jim. They understand what goes into it, the process that must be adhered to, and, the level of toughness and day-to-day getting a little bit better and being selfless team guys. And Spencer Collins is a great example of that.
Also, you've got Lee Skinner. Lee Skinner, something else. In fact, you've said that he is so vocal and so emotional sometimes, Mike, that in timeouts he will drown you out. So exactly what is he doing during timeouts, and what's he talking about?
Just the next play and matchups. And he's a high-energy guy. He's just a joy to coach. Every day is the same for him. He brings the same level of effort and enthusiasm. And our timeouts can be comical. And especially these long TV timeouts in the NCAA tournament when I'm not smart enough to figure out enough things to say. So it's kind of an open mic, if you will, and guys are interjecting different thoughts and how best to guard this and so on and so forth. And Skinner's the leader of the pack in that regard.
Mike Young joining us. Mike, I'm getting the sense that you love all your guys, but let me ask you about Skinner before you go. He would say that he was not a great student in high school and that he did not think that he was going to college. Then he goes to Fork Union, where you also attended. Now he's a two-time conference champ and has said that you saved him. How would you describe your relationship that the two of you have?
I got to be careful. I'll get emotional on you, Jim. He's one of ours. He is what we built this on. This is really a difficult school, a great school, strictly undergraduate. And he was a stretch for us, to be frank. And without my relationship with we played for the same gentleman at Fork Union, Fletcher Arrett, and we've had a lot of Fork Union kids here. And Coach Arrett told me that I was going to take him and that I would never regret it, and he would graduate and go on and do great things, and that's exactly what has happened. He's just a hard worker. We have another saying around here, Jim, rather have a 5-star heart and a 2-star player than the other way around, and Skinner is a perfect example of that type of person. He's got the heart of a mountain lion and just a terrific young person, and he's been a great one for us.
What a great saying that is. Mike Young, head basketball coach at Wofford. They open up against Arkansas Thursday night. That's a 9:50 p.m. Eastern game, and they're back in the tournament once again. Mike, thank you for the time and the visit. Good luck to you. We will certainly be watching.
Jim, thanks a million.
That was fun. Mike, thank you. Glad we found you. Wofford head coach Mike Young joining us, trying to get you as many different perspectives, backstories, and get you ready for the NCAA tournament.